What's up everybody, welcome back. Today we're making a really dope recipe with pre-Hispanic roots using a vegetable with Midwest roots. We're making a Pipian Verde with ramps. You may notice something different about me. I'm a little bit taller and probably more attractive to a lot of you. So try to gird your loins, okay? Check it out. You guys bullied me into getting this because my regular size counter plus 2-inch cutting board, which is standard, is too tall for me and unsafe to prep on. So thanks for bullying me into getting a step stool. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by getting my poblanos onto a sheet tray. I'm gonna do mine in a broiler today, just because it's easier, especially if you're working in bigger batches. So I have my poblanos nicely lined up here on the sheet tray, along with my jalapeños right here. These are gonna go under a broiler on high, but just get them blackened and tender. And our tomatillos are going on a sheet tray as well, and they will also get blistered in a broiler. All right, so let's talk about ramps. This beautiful, oniony, garlicky, it's a wild onion, is so fragrant, and they're growing right now in the forests in Chicago, around the area. The city's literally named after them. I don't know what, it's Chicago or Chicagua. It came from like an indigenous word. It basically translates to stinky onion or land of the stinky onion. So I'm gonna show you guys how to clean these, okay? Basically, you have two parts of a ramp, okay? You have the bulb, which is here, and you can see it's pretty dirty, and it's got some roots. So we're gonna take some of these off like that. Just take a knife, kind of work your way around. And then you can take this little bulb and run it by a towel, and then you get this like really clean ramp. And what we're doing today is we're separating the greens from the bulbs. This is what we wanna get, these two things, separate. But yeah, these grow wild in the springtime in Chicago. They're incredible. Chefs literally go crazy for these in the spring. It means that warmer weather's ahead of us. It's like the first sign of spring. Summer's around the corner, market season's around. It's just an indicator of warm weather coming. Okay, look at this. This is the last one. We have one more leaf here. There we go. Just gonna take this last one. And these are, honestly guys, they're relatively clean already. You can take these and basically like plant them in your yard, and in a couple years you might get some ramps. It's worth a shot. Definitely, if you have some space in your garden, it's worth a shot to get some, because these are worth it. And there's a lot of things you could do with these. You can blanch them and then make a sauce. You can make a pesto with them. You could take the bulbs and pickle them, which is one of my favorite moves to do. So I'm gonna take these, drop them into some water, and just with my fingers, just kind of get them loosened up. And yeah, there's some dirt coming off of them for sure. But again, these are grocery store bought, locally foraged. You could say foraged in a grocery store aisle. So you really don't need to clean them too much, but you definitely want to make sure they're nice and tidy. All right, so our tomatillos are done being broiled. Our poblanos and jalapeños are looking beautiful and blistered. I like taking them and putting them into a bowl so they get a chance to steam, all those skins get to soften. I honestly prefer doing this over an open flame, but then again, you run the risk of macing yourself with chiles, which is not always good. But yeah, I like doing it over an open flame. I just feel like you get a little bit more character from it, but for the sake of the video, I'm showing you guys how to do it in the broiler. So we're gonna cover these up with some aluminum foil, and then we're just gonna let them hang out while we process the rest of our ingredients. So next up, I'm gonna show you what to do with your seeds and your spices. So today I'm using sesame seeds, and there's some people that swear, they're like, you shouldn't put sesame seeds in a pipián, it should only be pumpkin seeds. Enough, I'm making it my way, okay? So here in front of us, we have some sesame seeds. We have some pepitas. These are salted and partially roasted, but it's fine. We're gonna toss them and wake them up a little bit with some more toasting. And then we have some Mexican cinnamon here, some cumin seed, and some black pepper. You can do cloves in here too. You can do allspice if you want. Any other warm spices. I just wouldn't do anything too strong because you don't want anything to overpower the rest of the ingredients. All right, so I'm gonna toast my spices and my seeds together in a pan. You wanna drop in your pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds. All right, and then spices can go in together. So we have cumin, like I said, we have some pepper, and then we have some Mexican cinnamon. And we're just gonna get this toasting in a pan. And you can also use a spoon. Just get this going. And you can already smell all like the oils start toasting from the seeds. They're looking great. You don't want a ton of color, and you definitely don't want to burn them. Spices are gonna go in. because they do cook at different times. You see my sesame seeds are looking golden brown. So as soon as you start getting some pops and your sesame seeds are getting golden brown, definitely want to get them out. You don't want to burn this, because then your whole recipe will be bitter, and that'll be not good for anybody. All right, seeds, done. Look at that, so easy. All right, so for this recipe, I'm using bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, which I dry brined last night with just some salt on both sides. And you can kind of see it's released a lot of its liquid. The skin's tightened up a little bit. Now look, I've served pipián in restaurants with different proteins, roasted, poached, whatever. Do whatever you'd like. You could definitely take these, sear them, and then cook them in the pipián for sure. But today, I'm going old school. We're just gonna put these in a pot with a little bit of water and some spices, because I do love that texture of just like super tender, not really too seared chicken. So I'm gonna go into the pot with a little bit of water, just enough to cover. And this is some of the water that we're gonna puree the rest of our pipián with. So the flavorings in here, I'm gonna do some avocado leaf. If you don't have avocado leaf, you can sub it out. You don't have to use it. I just like the flavor it provides. I'm going in with some bay leaves as well. Some coriander seeds. I don't know, I'm seasoning with my heart, guys. So season with your heart, I guess. Black peppercorns whole. And again, we're just poaching this chicken. And then a decent pinch of salt to season our chicken. Again, it's already dry brined, but the broth needs to be a little flavorful. We're gonna get this on a stove and cook it until the chicken's almost tender, because again, we're finishing it in the pipián. It just takes on the rest of the fat from the chicken or whatever protein you're using in there, and it just takes it to the next level. It has like a different texture now. There's like a richness to it. But yeah, this is a riff on a classic. I don't know, sometimes a classic should be a classic, and I was craving a little poached chicken with my pipián. Anyway, moving on. Guys, I forgot, I'm sorry. I have a little bit of onion and leftover garlic from a previous recipe that I'm gonna throw in my chicken back there, okay? So when you're poaching your chicken, make sure you throw a little bit of garlic and onion in there. That's my bad. All right, we're ready to blanch our ramp tops and our epazote for the puree for the pipián. We have some boiling water, it just came up to a boil. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to it, just a pinch. Some people throw a little bit of salt in their salt bath over here. It's a chefy move, you don't need to do that, but just showing you guys, sometimes people do it. These go in, and literally a couple of seconds, and then you pull them out. You heard? That's looking great. I don't want them in there too long, and again, they're going straight into a nice bath. Shut this off. The greens are being shocked right now. And if you don't have ramps or epazote near you, you could sub these out for like parsley, another herb that you like, definitely. That's it. Herbs are blanched. So once they're cool, you just kind of take them with your hand. All right. And you're just gonna bring them out a little bit, like so. Just want to get rid of some of the excess water. You want to kind of make them look like that, okay? Herbs blanched, shocked, wrung out, ready to go. Let's get moving with the rest of our pipián. All right, so we are gonna just clean our poblanos real quick as well. Basically, all you want to do is take them. You can do it with a knife, or you can do it with your hands. Take them. I like leaving the seeds in on the jalapeño, but this outer skin, you just want to like kind of take it there, and you're left with like this guy here, okay? So you just want to do this to all your chiles. All right. These look great. And then for the poblanos, a lot of the same, okay? So you just take them like that. And again, I like doing this over an open flame, just because you get a better blister. Sometimes the broiler doesn't do it. For the poblanos, I will take out the seeds like that. And then usually you can just get your hand under there. Yeah, I definitely like the open flame a lot better. Just easier to peel for sure. There you go. Again, this doesn't have to be like pristine. You just want it general there. This one's gonna come off nice. Look at that. Done. You just want to keep doing this until you're done. All right, chicken is poached. It's pretty much been hanging out in the water. It's not completely cooked. It's just kind of set. And then the broth is flavored. We're gonna use some of that broth to flavor our pipián as well. So all I'm doing here is I'm gonna take it and strain it. Again, you can roast your chicken and then cook it in the broth, whatever you want, really. That smells so good, man. It's not falling off the bone. It's just kind of like beautifully cooked right now. I'm gonna taste that broth to see how we're doing on salt. Yeah, perfect. This is gonna be an amazing dish. Super simple, very old school. All right, so I have all my ingredients in front of me to get my pipián into its final stages of cooking. All that's left to do really is take this neutral oil here, put it into a pot, and I'm gonna start my pot on medium high. That looks good, okay? And while that's moving, I'm gonna take my white onion here and just get it into large chunks. Again, this is a puree, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna get this into the pot, okay? And then I have my beautiful ramp bulbs here. Look at that. Oh, it smells so good. I'm just gonna take them, get them into like very rough pieces. We're gonna get those sautéing. And usually I use garlic at this stage, but again, we're using ramps. A little pinch of salt, okay, just to get those kind of sweating out. Already smelling delicious. Smelling real good. Okay. And I'll show you my poached chicken here. Look at that. So you can see it's like still a little firm. It's not really cooked all the way through, but it's beautiful. It's gonna get finished in the pipián. It's gonna be incredible. And all that extra chicken fat is gonna give the pipián a different dimension. Any mole or pipián needs the final cook of the protein in there to give it its final kiss. Smells so good, man.
Hi, Aldi.
Oh, she smells the chicken. You smell the chicken? If you don't do this to your dog, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So I have my onion and my ramps looking good. They're taking on color. I'm gonna add my seeds and spices to this. Just get them kind of toasting. To kind of wake them up again, even though we already toasted them. And then pretty quickly after, we're going in with our tomatillos and our poblanos and our jalapeños. I'm gonna add some of the broth into this. Just gonna let this kind of just come up to a simmer and then I'll shut it off. All right, that looks good. This is up to a simmer. I'm gonna pull it off the heat, let it rest for a little bit, and then we're gonna puree the pipián and finish the cook. We're gonna put this into a blender. You may have to work in batches. I'm not gonna do it because I like to live on the edge. All right, try to get as much of it in there as possible. And for this pot that you're using, just rinse it out. That's what I've been doing. We poached our chicken in here. We, simmered our pipián in here. And don't worry about that. We're gonna put that back in there. Okay, nothing happened. You guys didn't see anything, did you? Now what's left to do is we're gonna puree our ingredients with a pinch of salt, okay? And I have my blanched herbs going in. And we might have to adjust this with the additional broth, but we might not. So we're gonna just go for it and see where we get, okay? Riding my pony, my saddle, waiting, come and jump on it. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna stop it, and I'm gonna check it out. Look at that texture. That's what we want. Ooh. This is insane. I mean, the ramps, you could tell it's like, it's in your face. It's like garlicky, it's sharp, but the epazote and the ramp combo is making this thing just go, baby. It's so good. Flipping my spoon, okay? I don't want anyone Karening out in the comments being like, you double dipped. It's my pipián, okay? That's incredible. I can't wait to try this when this simmers together. So let's get this going in a pot. I'm gonna hold off on any additional seasoning with the salt. I'm gonna keep the salt and the broth on hand in case I have to make any adjustments. But for now, this is looking great. Sorry, sirens. It's coming to get me because this is fire. All right, I had to do it. I had to do it. Low hanging fruit. All right, short guy. I'm gonna reach for it every time. All right, guys. Pretty much last steps of this. So I'm gonna heat up my pot over a medium heat here, and I'm gonna add my pipián to this. I might add a little bit of oil just so it doesn't stick into the pot. All right, I'm gonna add this in. Oh yeah. Oh, this is gonna go crazy. I'm gonna lower this for a second before I get Shrek'd in the eye. It's a technical term as well, because It looks like, never mind. I'm gonna take this and stir it. And it's important to stir because it's gonna start popping. I can see it's gonna do it. Yep, there it is. Just keep stirring it because it's like molten lava and it'll get ya. All right, once this pipián is getting up to a simmer, you're gonna drop your chicken in. All right, and again, we just poached this. Oh, easy, easy, easy. You can lower this too. Got me in my hand. Just drop this in. And we're gonna cook our pipián until our chicken is heated through, which shouldn't take too long. All right, look at that. Dude, insane. So good. All right, so our pipián has been simmering for about 15 minutes. You just wanna kinda let the chicken release more of its fat on there, and then the pipián does darken a little bit, but it concentrates flavor. Insanely earthy, bright, acidic, savory. It does need a little bit of adjustment with some additional stock, but I'm telling you, it's not much. It does need a pinch of salt, but it's pretty nicely seasoned. I'm just gonna give it a quick mix to kind of adjust it and let it kind of, it's plenty hot right now. It was simmering again for like 10 minutes. So that stock is just gonna kind of loosen it up a touch. It was looking a little tight. The ramps are giving it another dimension for sure. It's like super savory. It's incredibly delicious. Spicy, tangy, it's hitting everything right now. All right, so now we're ready to plate up our pipián. Get it down in the center of the plate like so. And just kind of get it moving around. And then there's a piece of chicken in here that I want. Ooh, that looks so good. Maybe a little more pipián on top of this to kind of coat it, make it look nice. Look at that. I went old school with rice in a container like that. I went old school, I wanted to. Pipián, and then you could serve this with like tortillas. I'm gonna heat one up back here over the stove, mom style. All right, moment of truth. I gotta try this because it looks incredible. Look at this. All right, my mouth's watering already. Chicken is cooked perfectly, perfectly. It's so juicy. Little tortilla. You gotta just get a little scoop. Tortillita. Yes, 1000% yes. This is so good. And it's so nostalgic. It reminds me of the one that I had in Oaxaca. The ramps again, man, it's just giving it this extra gear of flavor and color. The tortilla is a must. Honestly, serve it with rice and tortillas, and that's it. That's all you need. It's a good meal. Delicious. Guys, that was Pipian Verde made with ramps. If you liked the video, please help me out by liking or subscribing if you can. I appreciate you guys. We are making some pushes at this channel, and I really appreciate all the support and all the comments and everything you guys have been saying underneath. As always, thank you. I hope you make this at home. If you have any questions, drop down in the comments. I'm pretty active on there. But yeah, let me know what you want to see next. I have a full board back here of ideas that you guys have commented that I'm working on. I can't do this without you. Like and subscribe if you can. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.